I forgot my thing again. Damn it. Hold on. I'm here, I promise. Run. Run the thing. I'm here now. Boo. Boo boogity. God, I love this song. Alright. We back. It's me, I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. So, it's time for the Powerwash podcast. It's been so long since I've played this. I don't know if anyone would remember, but this is one of the first things that, like, I did multiple days of when I first started streaming. Like, this is, I think the last time I did Power Washing Simulator was before I met Fifi, which is kind of crazy to think about. But so, Oppo, thank you for the follow. So yeah, so this is something I did very, very long ago that I wanted to bring back. And so I'm gonna try to keep playing this game. How am I a subscriber? What? I don't know. That is, I don't know. That is weird. Well, welcome. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get into this, and hopefully this, what the, oh right, because I need to get rid of this, because there's no really reason for me to have this anymore. There were like 2 of me, and it was crazy. So hopefully the game captures, please. Power wash, there we go. All right. So I'm not gonna restart the game because that'd be crazy. We're just gonna continue from where I was, which was the skate park. I have no idea how far I was in this game. But yeah, so we got a skate park that we got clean. It seems our little town is going up in the world. Buckingham Skate Park has been chosen to host the next county championships. Ordinarily, I believe the sullen types to roll around in their own filth, as is their wont. But if it's getting in the papers and on TV, we can't have people seeing all the grime and funny writing, so you need to hit it with everything you got. All right. Oh boy, I'm excited. I forgot what the controls all are. I have the... Get which one's better. I think this one's just better. And then I'm gonna do the 15. So let's see, what do we got here? Oh my god. Jeez Louise. Holy. I forgot how dirty this game is. Alright, let's get to it. Also got a ladder you can place down. Fun. Alright. Yeah, are we sure we don't want to just, like, we could just restart. Turn down the water volume a fair amount. It's because, yeah. I wonder, would it be more economical to just build a new one, or is it better to just clean it? I don't know. Uh, 25 should get, yeah, there's a powerful one. I can use a 25 degree. What you're billing? Yeah. I'm billing them $1 billion. for my services. But yeah, so as I was saying, this was kind of one of my first like series I ever did, and it was kind of nice because I was able to just kind of like sit back, and the game isn't like crazy or anything. Like it's not a Peak, it's not a Dead by Daylight, it's not something where I'm like super focused on the gameplay. You know, it's just cleaning, and it's satisfying, and so I just kind of get a better chance to just kind of like talk about just about anything that I want to talk about. So yeah, so if there's anything y'all want to have me chatter about, I guess I'll start off. Chat, how's it all doing? I just got off of fall break, which is sad because fall break was awesome, and I don't want to be back at school. R.I.P. fall break. Yeah, no, fall break is so nice, dude. And it's also very short because it's only 2 days. Although, I get actually kind of a funky thing, because I am a practicum student, and so the place where I am practicuming at, their fall break lines up differently than my university's. So I get essentially a double fall break because I don't have classes on Monday, and I just have university classes on Tuesday. And so I got like a 3-day weekend. So even though it wasn't technically fall break for me, it was still like pretty much fall break. So it was really nice. And then I get fall break next week too. So that'll be exciting. This. And yeah, I am very happy that I'm getting back into streaming. As you all know, I wanted to try and get basically things. My schedule just did not go the way I wanted to because I had my birthday stream August 28th. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna take 1 to 2 weeks. I'm gonna take 2 weeks, no streaming, because I need to get my schedule figured out and everything. And it was gonna be all hunky dory. And I'm like, all right, I'll get my schedule figured out. Excuse me. Get that all figured out, and then I can really start like cracking down on like scheduling, getting a schedule for streaming and shit, everything. And so it's all gonna be good. And then scheduling just got nightmarish because some classes were being held on some days, and there were so much more things that like I had to get done like in a timely manner that I didn't realize I would have to do, and so that took way too much time. And just took me like 2-ish weeks to get that all figured out. And I was like, all right, we're gonna start streaming again. We're gonna do it over the weekend. And then I got sick, and I was like, damn, this sucks. And then I got better, and I'm like, all right, cool, I feel better. And then I got even more sick again the next week, and I ended up having to miss more class, which was scary because I don't want to miss class. So I get sick, and then I started getting sick again on like Friday, and then I was sick all of the weekend, Monday and Tuesday. Finally went to the doctors on Tuesday, and they're like, yep, you got a sinus infection. And I'm like, ah, dang, that's not fun. And so I got put on medication for that so I could not be sick anymore, which was very kind of them. Yeah. And then I started to feel better, but I was still like feeling like bleh. And so I was like, you know what, I don't want to stream while I'm sick because I just feel like crap. And my voice, genuinely, my voice was horrendous. Like it was rough. But so took the week and the weekend, and then I believe last week. Yeah, so that brought us up to last week. And so now it's finally like, I'm not sick. I'm feeling kind of good. Cause I finished taking my last medication on last Monday. I was like, all right, I'm putting this in my schedule. I'm streaming again. And so I streamed last Wednesday. I did Stardew Valley. And then fall break happened. And I knew I wasn't going to get much streaming in on fall break because a lot of my friends who go to other universities and stuff, they were on their fall breaks. And so they all came to town. And that's why we got the Binks, Swift, and my stream in person. But I'm like, all right, so I'm not doing much streaming here starting then. So all of last weekend was busy, and so now I'm finally entering an era of like, okay, things are calming down again. I can maybe kind of try and start scheduling shit. But an unfortunate thing about me right now is that I started feeling better again last week, and then hung out with friends on Saturday, and then Sunday my throat started hurting again, and I don't know why. And what sucks is that my throat still hurts, and I don't know why. I think it's probably allergies, because I basically spent the entire day Saturday in houses with either cat hair or dog hair. And so I think genuinely, and then I forgot to shower, because I went home around like midnight. So I was like, I don't want to shower and do stuff. I just want to go to bed. And so I think what happened was I just sat with allergens just in my throat all night. And so that just absolutely destroyed my throat over the weekend. And since it's fall again, like it's finally fall weather and shit, I'm starting to get the fall allergies, and so my throat still feels shit. So I've just been like feeling ass the past 3 weeks, but at the very least right now, I'm feeling less ass than I used to. So that is why I am live right now. Although, when I laugh, I cough, and it sounds bad. And I'm sorry, but it's alright. Hopefully it's not an affront to your ears. Film set. Oh, damn. Huzzah for feeling less ass. Yes, for feeling less ass than I used to. Nah, you goofed. I goofed. Yeah. And then, y'all, I'm so sad. Do you want to know why I'm so sad? Because last week, I feel like a fool. So last week, I said at the end of my Stardew stream, I was like, you know, I was very hyped and excited because the new Pokemon game releases, and I've been really into Pokemon recently. And I thought it would come out today. It does not, technically. It comes out for me at like 11 tonight, and it's like I'm not streaming that at 11 my time. I got class in the morning. I got sleep. But then I was like, all right, so I'll just stream it tomorrow. And then I was like, shoot, I have plans tomorrow for someone else who will announce shit when they want to announce it. So I was like, damn, I feel like a double fool. So I'm torn between two minds now, because I was very excited. I was very interested in doing Pokemon as a series, but I am very impatient. So I guess I'm looking for chat input. How much would y'all enjoy a Legends ZA series? Because if there is genuine like interest in it, then I will wait. And I will do it on stream because I do think that would be kind of fun. So I guess just y'all let me know if that would be something you would be you would enjoy watching. Because yeah, it does look good, but I do also know that I do know a lot of times because with like new games and new releases, it's like, yeah, I know it could be fun to do it on stream, but I also know that a lot of people just want to do it themselves and play it on their own. And so it's like, well, so if people would rather, like, if there's not much interest in it, then like, you know, then there's no real reason to do it. But if there's genuine interest, then it's like, yeah, of course I'll just wait to do stuff. That sounds so peak. Ooh, okay, all right. So we got a peak for Pokemon series, because the other plan that I had then with that is I might try and stream a bit early tomorrow, perchance, maybe, starting off the story and then streaming probably sometime this weekend to continue it. Or if that doesn't work, then I might just wait till this weekend to start playing it. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to get some more chatter's input of like, hey, is this something you would want me to do? So yeah, peeling back the curtain of streamer to chatter in that moment. I say wait, yeah, so I'll probably, so if y'all would be interested in that as a series, then I would wait till probably sometime this weekend to stream that. I'm not sure exactly what day. I need to figure stuff out. I know it wouldn't be Sunday. It would either be Saturday or for this Friday that I would stream that. But yeah, so it's good to know that there is interest in it. Yeah. But I'm still mad at Nintendo for not just releasing it today. Like they could have just done it. And because you know what's more annoying? The game got leaked, apparently, like a couple days ago. Like someone fucking leaked it. And I'm just like, guys, I'm just like, can you not just wait like a few days, you know? Like, yeah, I don't get leaks. Like, I don't get people who want to have things leaked, because like it's so much more it's so much more hype to let people announce shit the way they want it to be announced. Like, the whole point of announcing things is to build hype. So I'm just like, y'all are just hurting yourselves in a way. I don't understand it. Because the other thing is, it's like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. Same thing with spoilers. Like, when people spoil shit, I'm like, what do you get out of that? You know, like, is it just do you just want to feel exclusive? Because that just, like, I don't know. It's weird and it's annoying. And it makes scrolling on YouTube so much more difficult, because then everyone's like, oh, here's the spoilers. It's like, guys, no. Give it a second. Because especially for some people, it's like, they just, there are definitely some people who just can't, like, watch something, and specifically for spoilers, it gets annoying, because there's some people who are like, yeah, I work a job or something, and like, I can't do this until later. And so then when people just spoil shit, it's like, come on. Yeah. I generally can't play / watching if I spoiler. Yeah, like, because there's definitely like people like that where it's like, yeah, if you know what's gonna happen, then what's the point of playing? It's how I feel with there are a lot of times where I'll watch someone play a game, and then I'm like, well, now I don't really need to play. It happened with Expedition 33. I think that is a beautiful game, and I started to play it, but then I stopped because I was like in the midst of finals. Also, I like how they gave me a ladder, but I'm just not using it. And just abusing physics to climb on shit. But no, so I started playing it, got busy with finals, and so just like kind of like ran out of time to play it. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just watch a YouTuber play it. And I watched RT Game play it. And I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this is great. This would have been an awesome experience to experience like playing it. But now I've watched it, so it kind of like loses the impact for me of like the story. And so I was like, I don't really feel a reason to play it now. And like, I fully recommend that game to people. I'm just like, if you want to like experience it the way they want you to experience it, it's best to go in blind with that game. So if you watch someone play it, it's like it's not gonna hit the same. But yeah, Expedition 33 for Game of the Year, because that shit was crazy. Sorry, I needed water. All right. This is a great first quest back. Also, really quick, I'm going to go to a shop. Let's see, are there any... Okay, so I need 90 stars to unlock that. Do I want an extension for this? Would an extension be good for me? $1,500. I have the 3,000. Sure, we'll get that and see. So I'm curious. Ooh, now I'm double handing this shit. Let's go. Dum 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 dum. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. So games I actively switch on. I enjoy watching. Sometimes I still play it if I get bout. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, in short, spoilers suck, and that's why often there are some people I know where they're like, oh, I don't care about spoilers, and it's like, and so I'll be like, do you, like, if I go to talk to them, like, oh, do you care about spoilers, or do you mind if I spoil it? And they're like, oh, I don't care, like, you don't have to ask. And I'm like, well, I want to ask because, you know, maybe someone does care about spoilers, and then I didn't ask, and then I just spoiled shit for them, you know? This fucking stupid AI voiceover. Oh my, yeah. Dude, hey, Don't even get me started on AI, dude. It pisses me off. It genuinely upsets me to know of it, like, so much. To make a slip out of concrete. I don't know. I don't know how you make a slip out of concrete. Yeah, fuck AI. Let it be known on the twitch.tv/bushies. Fuck AI. I'll say it. I'll say it. I have fucking classmates. Or I've known classmates who have like just used AI, and it's like, guys, why? Especially for like a college, especially for college, it's like, guys, you are paying to be here. Like, why would you just like offload that shit to an AI, you know? Like, this is your learning. Spoiler warnings for any media should exist for like 6 months to a year. Only thing spoiler warnings for not have for a week. Yeah, they're. Yeah, I don't know what I would like, what number I would personally give to like timing for spoilers. But definitely more than a week, I would say, for sure. Yeah, I love such hate Steam. They put it at the bottom. Yeah, they let you know, but they do kind of hide it, because that was the problem you had that recently, right? Where you got a game that like looked good, and then like you didn't realize it was AI till you already bought it. Where you were able to return that, weren't you? I'm just asking for this, for the sake of your for your wallet. Yes, I was. Okay, I'm glad you were able to return it, but yeah, no, it's upsetting. That shit just can do that. Whee. I would pause my gameplay for ads, but since the gameplay, regardless, is just gonna be this, I think I'm just gonna keep going through with it. I actually, cause I'll wait on that topic for later, but in the interest of everything, yeah, fuck AI. Oh, was that it? Oh, it was, yeah, I think I heard about that, where he played it, and I don't think he realized what it was, which sucks, because, yeah, the fact that, like, it's just the fact that so much, it just gets brought, like, the one of the difficulties with AI is how much it, like, brings things to question, you know? Because it's like, you can't just trust things, because with how good it's getting, it's like, and didn't know till after. Yeah, because it's deceptive. And that's what I think. That's why I think a lot of people don't, and the people who like AI don't realize about it, is it's like, yeah, it's really, like, I don't know, it's advanced so much, but like, hey guys, like, it's affecting shit, and you don't care that it's actively affecting, like, our lives at all. Yeah, I could hate on AI for so long, because all of it, so much of it is bad. I don't. Yeah, generative AI and like for images and videos and stuff, and then chat-based AI for like writing and shit. Like those types of AI like anger me. What about the yeah, exactly. That's the thing. The AI that like is being used in hospitals, stuff like that. Great, good. That is a good use for language learning models and that style, the LLMs, because that's all AI is they are language learning models. It is not an actual consciousness. And so for stuff like hospitals, that can be really good because we've developed because the model itself is really good at predicting shit. And so if we can predict shit like cancer, yeah, that's a good thing. But why are we using it to predict our speech and letting it overtake our speech? Like, come on, guys, really? It was real until someone debunked it, and I was so disappointed at myself. I was a kid who whacked their head on a yellow ball. That's yeah. It just. Moving on. Apple, that Google and some of the keynotes are mostly about bringing AI to their phones. Apple's not saying they were bringing a calculator to iPad. Jeez. Yeah, I just. Yeah. I'd low-key, I'm not a huge Apple fan just because I've never used Apple. I've always used Samsung, Windows, shit. So I've never like the whole thing about Apple and what's good about Apple is how connected everything is. And so since I never got connected into it, Apple just hasn't appealed to me. But yeah, it does annoy me how much phone shit is leaning into AI and everything. It's scary, and so is the art kind, but the amount of people and AI just like, cause yeah. What is I don't think I've heard about AI psychosis. I actually haven't heard that. I haven't heard that term. I would assume based on context clues that's people becoming dependent or like getting upset through AI, but I'm not sure what the. It's like religious psychosis. Oh. It's like dependence on AI or. Oh, AI still gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that shit just is so like, ugh. Oh yeah, I've heard about the AI partners and shit, and it's just like, guys, what are we doing? Normalize forming healthy relationships with other people. Come on. Religious delusion is defined as a delusion or fixed belief not amenable to change in light of conflicting evidence involving religious themes. Wikipedia, because fuck I. Gotcha. So that's people basically being like, oh, seeing AI and be like, well, it's invalid. Like it's gone through so much. It must be. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. There was a story I saw. Oh God, what was it? It was. Well, so it was like a huge like TikTok thing where it was like the TikTok woman who thought her therapist was grooming her and shit. And like one of the big parts of that story was that she was constantly asking ChatGPT about the situation and being like, hey, I think my therapist is doing blah blah blah, blah, or I think they're trying to gaslight and manipulate me. And because AI is an echo chamber, which just kind of repeats shit that you say at it and enforces your own beliefs, it was like, oh yeah, like if your therapist is doing that, it's probably that's a sign of that. And it's like, but apps are specifically designed to target those resilience or persistence. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No. That's the thing. That's the thing. I want to make that very clear. I think, especially with all, like, it is a lot of AI is very, it's branding, and it's because like something I saw. Have you all noticed how every single, like, all the companies using AI, all of them has that, like, the fucking, like, Undertale star point as their fucking AI symbol, and the whole, like, idea is to trick you into making you think like, oh, it's some magical, like using like the iconography of like a star, and like, oh, it's a magical sparkle or thing to like make it appear as like, oh, it's much more whimsical than what it actually is. And so a lot of things, and like the future is, yeah, and it's like with like character AI and like shit like that, a lot of it is like, hey, you know this character that you really like and you really admire in this thing? Wouldn't it be so great if you could talk to them in real life? Well, now you can. And it's like, you aren't. But I fully understand why people would like gravitate towards that, because like, oh my god, like it's my favorite character, you know, like or if you're a young person, going on to this was actually something I learned in my child development class, or one of them anyways, our adolescence development class. The reason there are so many restrictions on advertising for young kids and stuff is because your brain is still developing and you genuinely cannot comprehend like ulterior motives, or like they are trying to sell something from me because they are trying to get something from me, and they don't understand the predatory nature of advertising. And so when games or companies or shit put like a colorful character being like, hey, or on like a fucking on a mobile game with ads, you know, if a little kid is playing the game and they see like the anthropomorphized cat like crying because they died, and all it would take is just $5 and you can make me happy, they genuinely can't comprehend that is not the actual character itself. And so people are able to manipulate young children. And so I think a lot what we are seeing a lot of right now is a lot of kids who grew up on iPads and phones and stuff where they like were very online, suddenly an AI chatbot coming out and being like, oh, you can talk to your favorite character. Isn't that far, like, isn't that crazy to them, you know? And so it's just like, it's so manipulative. And it's like, guys, hey, adults who make laws, can we make some laws against this shit, please, so that people aren't being manipulated by big suits who just want money and are willing to like literally harm people to get more money? Because AI is harming people. It is genuinely scientifically, it is making people less capable to do things on their own. And it's like, hey, adults, can we do something about this, maybe? Because in ours say they don't allow AI chatbots in there. Because that's another thing where I somewhat, like, hold on, I need more water. I empathize with the feeling of having ideas and not really being able to bring it to life through visual means. For example, characters. For example, I cannot draw. I know with practice I could definitely get better, but as it stands right now, I don't have the time or the what's the word I'm looking, or the motivation to get good at art. So I empathize with people who are in a similar situation of me of, oh, I have an idea for this character and I have a vision of what they look like in my head, but I can't do a good job of bringing that character to visual life. And so I empathize and can see where people like that come from with the generative AI. Where my understanding and being able to connect with a person like that stops is when I look at it and I'm like, hey, that was trained on stolen art, and the chatbots that you are using, you have serious environmental issues, ethical issues, and so many other things that when I look at it and I'm like, hey, I just need to get good, you know? Like, I understand that it's a thing with me. And if I want my thing created, I can find other means. So one of the ways I did that personally for myself was I had a D&D character that I wanted to create. And I wanted to come up with some visual representation. I can't draw. So what I did was I downloaded the fucking Dragon's Dogma 2 character creation, like, thing, and I made my character's face and, like, head and stuff with that. That way I could use that as a guide for my explanation of my character. I scrolled through Pinterest and looked up ideas for, which Pinterest, I know that a lot of stuff has been shoved on Pinterest that is AI and stuff. And so I was very careful for finding inspiration, like images, to make sure I wasn't used like liking and finding AI stuff, because I know Pinterest is one where, like, basically a lot of AI shit just got thrown on there and people were like, what the fuck? But so I found, like, I created, like, a board and I was like, okay, these are kind of like the vibes of my character. And then I have the ability to describe my character and bring them to life with my words, which is something I can do. And so it's all about finding and, like, being like, okay, so I can't draw, so how else can I do it? Instead of, oh, well, I can't draw, so I'm just gonna ask my computer to make it for me. And it's just like, guys, you're not being creative. I don't know. It's, yeah. Pit Crew. Pit Crew's one that could be good. Maker.io, Gotcha Life, there's yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing. There are commissions that you can do, and I heavily thought about commissioning my an art for my character, but that was there was also, like, a personal drive in myself of, like, because what I did with that specific situation was, I did attempt to draw my character, and it did look like shit, but I did it, and it didn't, like, it didn't look like, oh my god, egregious. Like, it looked fine. It wasn't anything crazy. It definitely wasn't as good as some of the people that I know, but hey, it didn't turn out too bad, and I was pretty proud of it. because I made it myself, you know? Yeah. Yes, it does. Unless work is photo bashing, using real people and just photo bashing features, like, yeah. I'm sorry, what? Huh? Dog. Also, I just realized my music was paused. I don't know when that got paused, but what the fuck? Bro, if you're gonna fucking gender bend yourself to catfish people, then fucking like put in the effort. Actually cross-dress, dude. Put in some real fucking effort into that shit, okay? God. Jesus Christ, that's insane. Yeah, that's great. That's insane, dude. Alright, so we've almost got the... Sorry, I'm gonna... Ugh. I've almost got the exterior. Wall's done. I will say this, and I will say this. I feel very lucky that I have friends, I have, who have similar opinions as I do on AI, you know? And like the people who I consider friends on stream and shit, like they all also have similar views on AI. And so just like a very much like I don't feel like I'm having to fight people or anything about AI who I'm not fighting people I care about on AI, you know what I mean? Which I am I know for a fact I'm very lucky for. So yeah. In reality, my homeschool imagination, many humans are not infinite. We cannot give AI enough because it will always be able to find. Yeah. 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 I know my sister has some people that she knows who she's talked to where, God, just first of all, remember, my sister is in college, and the people she's talking to are in college, and apparently, some people she's talked to and knows, have talked about how their professor has used AI to make assignments and shit, and then the students use AI on the assignments. And at what point is it just a computer? Is it just like two computers doing shit? And it's like, what the fuck are we doing here, guys? Like, Jesus. Hell. Yeah, no, exactly. It's fucking dead internet theory, but like real and in our and in classes. And it's like, guys, fuck. I'll say it. I miss when the internet was whimsical, dude. An email encouraged me to put my creative writing through AI, and my teacher did it to improve. Hold on. Oh, I shouldn't have done. One sec. Here. I hope this makes my stance crystal clear. Jesus. Feel free to feel free to screenshot and credit me for that. I am Bushies and I fully endorse that statement. There we go. I was like, why can't I put this down? Yeah, I will say with bringing back pencil paper, I am someone who I can't, my writing skills, because I started learning how to type like super early, and at this point, like, writing is very difficult for me because like, if I write I can't, like, it's not like, I don't even write for super long and my hand starts to cramp, and it's like, and I'm like, I hate that I do that, but like, genuinely, like, I can probably write for like 5 minutes and my hand will start cramping up. So it's like shit like that, like, yeah, unfortunately a lot of, and especially at no, it's all good for swearing. Especially in classes right now, post COVID, like, everything is online. A lot of schools use Google Classroom or Canvas or other similar types of programs and stuff, and so there really truly isn't much room for paper pencil in like schools really anymore, you know. And it's wild. It's wild to see, genuinely. As I remember being in high school during COVID, and there were still teachers who were like super resistant to computers and everything, but then they were kind of forced to use online. They were kind of forced to move online. And so then they got used to it now, and now everyone, like, all classes are online. So it's just like a weird, yeah, we're still feeling the effects of COVID 5 years later, which is insane. When I write on paper, because apparently the pencils are my enemies, I hold on to them really tightly. Mama does it too, but I generally try to have a physical copy of everything. Right, I've got 7 notebooks right now. It's so peak. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I will say it is probably, like, I will say with the hand cramming thing, it's probably something I'm doing. I feel like I don't write correctly, or at least I'm worried that I don't write correctly. But oh well. They started the online only, which is sad, dude. Yeah. COVID genuinely was. That was so wild. That was so insane. Oh, this feels like early days. Bush G is playing Powerwash Simulator. Derek Bum. Your wrist brace because of the way I write and draw. Yeah. Carpal tunnel era started so quickly after COVID. No, not the carpal tunnel era. kitchen gun. Oh my god. All right. We've got the exterior. Now it's just the ground. Oh, they walk. Somebody's following them. Walk. I do know that one. Starting war on toilets with new toilet grenade. Increase happiness for it. That's good. That's great. I love his fucking Ninja Sex Party. Solid, dude. My dad knew about Ninja Sex Party before I ever knew much about the game Grumps. Which is so funny because my dad doesn't know about the game Grumps, but he knows about Ninja Sex Party. I think I knew about Ninja Sex Party before Game Grumps because of him. Just like mowing the lawn. Get in the zone, auto zone. Y'all got auto zone where you guys live? I can't lie, as a kid, I hated mowing the lawn. I was like, yeah, I mow my family's lawn, and I also mow my sister's lawn. But she pays me to do it. And it's really nice. And yeah, no, it's like sometimes it's like, I have to go mow. And like when cause it gets hot here, you know? And so when it's hot out, it sucks, but it's kind of nice to just have an hour to really just kind of be with my thoughts. And I'll often listen to a podcast, or I listen to Smoshree's Reddit stories, or I'll just listen to music and let my thoughts take me. It gets nice, you know? It's a good time where you're kind of free from the distraction that is the internet, you know? Cause yeah, I'm often listening to a podcast or something, but like, I don't know. It helps. It helps and it's nice. Mumblers seem scary. They kind of are, but once you learn how to handle them, they aren't bad at all. Yeah. Yeah. It can be satisfying too. Bench. Yeah, Powerwash Simulator kind of elicits a similar feeling, where you're just kind of doing it. My mom said no because apparently she has lawnmower trauma. Oh damn. It's your lawnmower trauma. Oh no, I'm sorry. Cause you know, no, you do have to keep in mind, like, it is a spinning blade, a sharp spinning blade used to cut the shit out of your grass, you know? It's like you do have to like be cognizant of that fact. But yeah. A blade caught in her hair and it was really close to her face, so I understand. Oh yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah, she's passed that fear on to you. How did she end up in that situation? That's kind of a, how do you get in that? A blade caught in her hair, because you have to be like laying next to the lawnmower to get your hair caught in it. Yeah, yep, it's rocks and how old it is. Maybe she was outside the lawnmower went on a rage. Cause not to like be like, oh, your mom's but like I'm not trying to say anything like that, you know. But you do have to like have your head down by a mower, like by the blade, if you're gonna get your like. I think maybe she was outside lawnmower. Oh, maybe a driving mower. My one slash J. It could have been a lawn. Was it a driving mower? Like one that you sit on or ride on? Because a push mower, definitely like you have to be holding the thing unless something like goes catastrophically wrong with the lawnmower. But yeah, I'm genuinely just interested now by the story of what happened with the lawnmower. Okay, so if you don't look on that side, this part is all clean and nice. Just don't look over there, guys. You know what they say? As long as the entrance is clean, you're all good. Hopefully I have a story too. Nice. All right, gang. There's my head. Aw, fuck. Alan, we are so fucked. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, I replayed Deltarune Chapter 3 recently. For no other reason than I wanted to. And I'm probably going to replay Chapter 4 here soon. Because I want to. Oh my god. Can I just say, Smiling Friends is genuinely a breath of fresh air in terms of, like, adult animation. This is a trend that I saw a video about this, but there is a trend with a lot of like adult shows and animations of just like it's very, very, very dreary right now. Like a lot of adult stuff is very like serious, gritty drama and very, very. Oh, look at how fucked up this system is. Or like, you know, like we have a lot of like The Boys and Gen V and serious shows that like do stuff like that. And like, don't get me wrong, those are good and they're interesting. But sometimes I want to watch a show that makes me feel good. You know? Sometimes I'm stuck. Sometimes I want to put on something and I just want to laugh and have a good time. And I don't want all of the like gritty and the drama and the pessimism. And so Smiling Friends is a funny show that genuinely try, like, the whole premise of Smiling Friends is, hey, our goal is to make people smile. And it's just like, hell yeah. Before an older audience, yeah. Let's read this. So what's funny is when I was scared of the dark, my little sister was too, and my mom was like, don't be scared of the dark, because whatever's gonna kill you in the dark is gonna kill you in the light. So lawnmowers are scary, but also we can be murdered. Crazy. Well, you see, you're not lawnmowers aren't allowed to kill you in the dark. It's a fact. But no, so it's just nice to have a show where the whole point of the characters are they're trying to make people laugh, and it's also funny as hell. You know, like there are so many good jokes where I'm just like, I watch it and I'm just like, fuck, that's really funny. Like, ow, we are so fucked. Or the boss, that entire episode of like, I have a little trick up my sleeve, and it's just a fucking brick. And he's just gonna actually just like kill a guy. And it's like, god damn, Mr. Boss, like what the fuck? It's a delight. And apparently I was just schizophrenic and it made my hallucinations worse, so it backfired. Damn. Aw, oh, man. Can I tell you guys something kind of crazy? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say, because I'm gonna say it anyway. Oh, was her hair? All right. What was it? What was it? She has some other hair-based trauma. Gotcha. Because when I was a kid and mowing a babysitter's lawn, I slipped and thought my foot was gonna get under and cut. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, that's scary. But yeah, my crazy thing. So there's a game called Baldur's Gate 3. It's a really good game. I have 900 hours in that game. And there was, when I first played it, I played with a friend, and we played it basically like from like 9 a.m. to like midnight for like a week straight. And it started to affect our dreams. And I started having my dreams be in turn-based mode. And so it was really confusing. And the problem was I couldn't stop. And so I would be like having a dream and something with me, right? I think it's sleep paralysis is what I have sometimes, where I will be partially awake, like awake enough to be aware, but the situation I'm in is happening and I can't do fucking anything about it. And so I distinctly remember entering that sort of state where I'm like, I am stuck here. I know I'm dreaming / like I know like reality is not reality right now, but I can't stop it. And so I remember just waking up and just being stuck in turn-based mode. And I don't know how to describe it to you other than that. I'm just like, I had an initiative order, and whatever was happening in the dream, I had to wait for my turn to do something. And it was terrifying. Yeah. So that's my crazy story. where if I get too into a game or play it too much, then my dreams start to echo that, and suddenly it becomes torturous. So, I don't know what that means. Y'all, Twitch chat, you diagnose me. I'll be paralysis because if you lucid dream, you're seemingly more likely to experience sleep paralysis. Cause that's the thing. Cause I thought, cause it's less that I'm aware I'm dreaming and more aware that I have no control over what is happening. You know, if that makes any sense. And my brain is just like, oh, we'll just go with it. And I'm like, but I don't want to go with it. Like I'm in bed. Like I'm lying in my bed. But my body's like, nah, And I remember another time, and this was in high school. And to put it in perspective, I was in marching band, choir, and theater in high school. I was in all this shit. And I remember having dreams related to marching band. But specifically, I would be on the field marching, and I couldn't stop marching and doing the stuff. And what would tend to happen is I would start to realize that it was a dream, and I was lying in my bed, and I wasn't marching, which was bad. And I had to get up and I had to march, but I can't. I can't get up. I can't march. I'm stuck in my bed. And so, and then I would have similar ones, but this time in like theater and regard to theater. And I would be on stage, but also in my bed, and I'd have to go on and perform, having not known what I'm supposed to be performing and shit. And it's just like, I don't know, I just get trapped, and it's weird. Because lucid dreaming isn't necessarily control of your dreams. That's why a lot of people have trouble being able to lucid dream, because there's, oh, gotcha. I've always thought lucid dreaming was being able to control your dreams, because my sister can do that, and that's always how she's explained it. So that's probably where that comes from, but yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely weird where like eventually, because it doesn't start out that I know I'm dreaming or I know I'm like in this state. It starts out just like I'm dreaming and stuff. But then after a certain amount of time, I recognize that like, oh, I'm asleep. But I can't do anything and I'm stuck. Is a form of paralysis. Gotcha. But yeah, those are the dreams I remember. But for the most part, aside from that, I don't remember many of my dreams. Which kind of sucks. Because I'll have friends who remember their dreams and we'll talk about their dreams. I'm like, I don't remember mine, you know? And that's sad. I remember the traumatic dreams. That's what I'll say. Those are ones I remember. I remember the ones that traumatized me. Fuck. I'm absolutely guzzling water right now because my throat. Blah. One nightmare dream I remember having was it was I don't remember what the situation, I don't know why this was a situation, but essentially I was buried alive, but not buried alive in the sense of like, oh, I'm suffocating in a coffin. It was, I think it was my consciousness was uploaded to a machine. And they were like, all right, we're gonna put you under the ground. You're in a computer, essentially. So my brain was in a computer. They put me under the ground. And they were gonna bring me back out in like 50 years or something. And I just remember being trapped down there and like entering a point where, like, you know how like in movies and shit, like it will enter like a fast forwarding period where like time speeds up and you just kind of like focus on like a character while like time like rushes by them. I entered a state like that where I knew time was passing rapidly. And this was like the thing when I like, dude, this was like movie level shit of just like, I'm laying there under the ground, knowing time is passing rapidly, and just having a thought of like, damn, I guess they forgot about me. And then I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what was that dream, dude? And I was like, and it wasn't like an upset, it was just like a, oh, I guess they forgot about me. Like that kind of thing. And I was like, and then I woke up and like, oh. Sorry, I need to scroll back up for that comment. Technically considered to be a form of lucid dreaming because paralysis happens a lot more when you're awake or semi-awake because lucid dreaming. Experience is strange in between. It's something that really interests me. So no, you're all good. It's crazy. I can make a horror game about that. That's the thing. I don't know what the horror game would necessarily be, but just like some of our, yeah, you good. Bug on my microphone. But it was just like a genuine like it's so like stuck in my brain where I don't know if I'll ever forget that because it was just such a weird feeling. I'm just like, oh, I guess time is going on and I cannot die. And then I had another, there's another nightmare dream I remember having, and this one was fucked. Basically I had a dream where one of my best friends died. And like, it was just like a super realistic version of it. And I woke up and I'm like, I wasn't sure if my friend was alive or not. And so I'm like, it's 2 a.m. and I just like, I'm like, I'm awake now. And I just remember, like, I full on fucking texted my friend, like, hey, are you alive? And then I went back to bed and I woke up and they're like, why the fuck did you text me? I'm like, hey man, I just had a dream that you fucking died. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. It was awful, dude. That was my nightmare last night. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, dreams fuck me up sometimes. And it's like, why? Why, brain? Why do you hate me? Arch, 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 arch. Sorry, hearing arch just made me think of a meme that my friend sent me one time that I just can't stop thinking about. It's a picture of a Starion from Baldur's Gate 3, and it just has the text of, this is Dracula's gay cousin, Arch my Bacula. And I don't know why it's so funny to me, but it is. Sorry, that was a bold departure from our topic of dreams and nightmares, but it just made me think about that. Where my husband, I was in my bed and capable of doing anything, and I woke up and fell back asleep, and I was crying in the house, and I was like, oh, sorry for killing your family. Have your special interest. Damn. That is wild, Faye. I'm sorry, man. I love how we're all just talking about our insane dreams now. Way. Dude, I've been going for an hour and a half, and we've just been on this map. God damn. Y'all, one of these times, I'm gonna ask someone to play it with me, and then we'll go so much faster. Now I want to see Arch by Bacula. Look up Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3. That's who Arch by Bacula is. There's no in between. Damn. Not the white room of doom and despair. When I was a lot younger, I used to struggle with falling asleep. Like, because I hated the part of going to sleep where you're just kind of waiting to fall asleep. And so for a while, what my mom would do was she got, like, stories. And she'd, like, download a list off the internet. This is very much pre-AI. But it was just like story prompts. And so what I was encouraged to do was, like, you get a reading prompt before bed, and then while you're waiting to fall asleep, you create a story based on that prompt. And so that would be how I felt, how I would, like, work on falling asleep. And it has evolved in my brain where over time, and I still do this to this day, when I am actively falling asleep, I have ongoing narratives about that, like, as I'm falling asleep, I am like, all right, time to continue my story. And it's just a story that happens while I'm falling asleep. I think the one I have right now that's been going on for a couple months it's essentially God, now do I want to divulge this? Ah, fuck it, I will. Because I'm a sci-fi girly. And so in it, basically, I got, cause I get very into sci-fi and how sci-fi works, and so I have a concept of basically, through chance, I got accidentally grabbed and pulled to a different universe, one where, like, that's, like, essentially, like, Star Wars style, like, outer worlds, like, it's like space is travelable and navigable, and so I get pulled into this other universe, and I'm basically is like, all right, what the fuck do I do? But because I traveled through what I call the void between universes, I fucking I have superpowers, obviously, because of course you do. And then I underdeveloped sci-fi, and so they basically were like, oh, you're, like, super durable, and, like, your ability to fucking, it's basically me but a fucking sci-fi D&D character where I'm like, I'm that guy, and so yeah, and it's kind of like gone to, like, an overarching narrative of my fucking friends have gotten involved in it, where because the idea is the different universes all move at different paces, but the way that they are trying to breach and go to other universes is causing the universes to tear and basically unify. But since things go at different paces, I'd been there for like 6 years, but for like home and like our universe, it's only been like 6 months. And so shit's like, you know, there's some edginess there. But yeah, so it's just, and I remember when I was when I was like in middle school and stuff, back when I was really into Pokemon. And first time, for a while, it was, oh, I'm a Pokemon trainer, and my friends are also Pokemon trainers. And we all go on, we go on the Pokemon adventure together. And that would be what I fell asleep to. So, yeah. Sorry, I was just talking. Now I'm gonna read chat. I'm gonna watch movies, go to other worlds before the TikTok. Gotcha. You know, how middle school you steal my brand. That's really what I do too. Yeah, no, it's very much like a, especially when I was younger, it made falling asleep more enjoyable. And you know, cause I feel like another problem is my brain is moving very fast a lot of the times, and so if I can stop and focus on like a narrative and crafting a narrative, it is able to slow my brain down more and I could actually fall asleep, because it was a struggle when I was younger. But yeah. Or I also often think about like D&D shit, either in regards to a character for a campaign I'm in, or potential future campaigns I may want to run and stuff, so yeah. Sleep and dreaming is weird, guys. Like, does no one else find it crazy that, like, our brains are like, hey, we're off for we have to go to sleep for like 8 hours. So in the meantime, we're just gonna like do some crazy shit, you know? It's wild. Ball! Basically, I said or did it, and I'm like, well, fuck. Yeah. No. Yes. Yes. Exactly that. I'll like fucking like, I'll be trying to like fall asleep, and then I'm like, ah, fuck. That was embarrassing. I'm like, nope. Stop. We gotta refocus my thinking, and get back on track. I've like forced myself back onto like the narrative, which is fun. Not fun, but it's something I do. I gotta reveal the imaginary story paper. Or sometimes I'll be like, no, you're moving too fast. Wait, pull it back. Rewind. Rewind, we're not there yet. That's something I'll often do. Or I'll get ahead of myself like, oh, that's a cool idea. Nope, hold on. Build to it. Get there first. Yay. Watch reviewers work on hedges? No, this would explode your hedges. Chat, what are y'all doing for like going out for Halloween? Y'all got fun costumes planned? That's January is just bad, and then my other therapist said, no, it's good, keep doing it, actually. Wait, why did your therapist say it was bad to do narratives when you were, what? Ruby Rose? I don't know if I know a Ruby Rose. Do I know Ruby Rose? I don't think I do. Oh, from the show, from Ruby. Gotcha. Yeah, I've never seen that, but cool. I know, Swift really likes Ruby, but I've never seen it. Watch it. I will put that on my list of things to watch. Because apparently maladaptive daydreaming. What even is maladaptive daydreaming? Oh. Gotcha. And because it was at night, but she didn't clarify, so I got confused. There's a sense of time and space, even that. Oh, okay. Gotcha. See, this is why the power washing streams were so fun for me, because it's just a chance to like just get a fucking have chats and see where the conversation goes and to where I want to talk about goes, you know? It's just nice. It's a calm, chill vibe. It gives my hands and my vision and my like gaming things something to do that's not too crazy and allows my brain to wander and go places with my talking and my yes. Excessive daydreaming is when an individual experiences excessive daydreaming that interferes with daily life. It is diagnosed, proposed by Ellie Simmer, sort of form of dissociative absorption associated with excessive fantasy that is not recognized by any major medical, physical criteria. While the can result in distress, can replace human interaction, and may interfere with normal functions. Thank you for the information. No, I read about it, and I'm starting to think that's probably because when I developed DID. Damn. Yeah, I don't... Can that be so real? I don't know. Like, a lot of my friends, like, I don't know if I really have any friends who say they, like, had a really good middle school experience. Like, most of my friends are like, yeah, middle school is really tough for me, and so I kind of, like, blacked most of it out. And now I can't really remember it much. And it's like, damn. It's like, damn. Same. Actually, the friends in my my imaginary friends, and they were actually my headmates. Gotcha. Interesting. Elementary school and middle school kids with their rocks meet. Damn! What the fuck? Why? That's crazy. Oh no. That is wild behavior, dude. They still harass. Jesus Christ. That's why I've gone to high school only twice. Oh, damn. Jeez. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Yeah, some kids I'm just like, really? Why are we doing this? When they would find me as a kid, I had regular fights on me because they would pull my hair and put it. Damn. You got Jesus Christ. Yeah, as long as like Jesus. That would for sure be something that I would, if there's anyone you can, like an administrator or something you can talk to, because that's actually insane. A lot of info tough. The admins don't do anything, then jeez. Yeah, that's that pisses me off because like as an education major, I say that a lot. They should be fucking doing something. First, like they imply dessert because the kids lied to them and said, yeah, that's fucking no. That pisses me off because no, even if you did say, like, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying even if you had, that is no, like that is not an excuse for the students to beat you up. That is, the student should be telling the the student should be telling a teacher, and the teacher should be dealing with it, not the students beating up and jumping another student. You know what I mean? That's, oh my god. Ugh. Admin is not doing their fucking job. And yeah, and I want to make myself clear, you know, like that like I mean that in a fucking like in a school setting or like in a childhood setting, because you know, if an adult said shit like that and was being like that, like I'd be a little bit more like, I don't know where I'm going with this. If you are a student and you hear another student say something, you should be telling an administrator, not taking it into your own hands. That's what I'm trying to say with that. I need to know, but we're saying I would definitely would understand why people would fight them, but fighting people generally won't do anything. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it. Yeah. It's frustrating enough saying that kids feel like they can do anything and give a justification when they can be proven when they can't. Yeah. Yeah. Because obviously the situation here was they were just straight up lying about you and trying to justify that. And it's like, yeah. Yeah, classroom management, student, like, disagreement and shit is probably, I think, one of the toughest parts. And one of the scariest parts for me about being a teacher, but who knows, man. Those girls out at me for being queer and spread hateful things about my ex are literally... Yeah, I don't... I'm shocked that they... that genuinely is crazy. To me, what that shows to me is that the admins and the admins there have a severe lack, are showing a severe lack of care for their students and getting to know their students, which saddens me, having gone through the program I've gone through and stuff, and all the classes I've taken and shit, where it's like, nah, that's super important that you are there for, yeah. I'm queer and tolerant, so yeah. But I'm very sorry to hear that. And I'm very sorry that you're having to go through that, because you shouldn't be having to deal with that shit. What am I being for Halloween? What am I doing for Halloween? I'm so sorry to disappoint. I think Halloween, I think it's awesome. I think the vibes are immaculate on Halloween, genuinely. I love seeing people get creative with shit. I struggle with Halloween. I never know what I want to go as. So what am I being for Halloween? I don't know. I struggle with shit like that because I'm so bad when it comes to costumes and everything. What am I doing for Halloween? That is a surprise. It's not okay. It's okay because I'm going to just move these girls play picked in elementary school when they're harassment size. So yeah. No, I don't hate Halloween. It's just a struggle for me, dude. Okay, you want here's the genuine problem. Here's the genuine problem. There are things I wish I could do, but I can't. Like one of my dream Halloween costumes, and just like in general, like cosplay things that I would love to do. I would love to do a Tears of the Kingdom Link costume. But like that is I don't have the time or energy to learn how to do that or figure out how to do that and stuff, and that would require planning so much further in advance than I ever am able to do, especially with college and everything. So it's like there are things that I would love to do, and I do love Halloween, but there are a lot of things where it's like, damn, I don't have the skill set, and I don't have the time to work on the skill set, you know. But that is Become a cosplayer from sub. Here's the problem. That costs money. I don't got money. But no, because there are definitely things that I think like I see people cosplay and doing stuff like that, and I'm like, that looks genuinely so fun. I don't have the ability to at the time. Poor you, two employee can't evolve into this true folk. You fool! I'm actually unemployed. I'm just a college student who got no time, who broke. Yeah, that's why I say a lot of with a lot of things, with a lot of things, I'm like, damn, if I could just if I could make it as a streamer, there would be so many more creative things that I would want to do, you know. All right, we need to find the wall that didn't get cleaned. There's one wall somewhere, dude. It honestly, Loki, I'm I would marry a rich man if it meant getting to fucking you. This wall. You'll be an awesome. You'll just be zombie. Cleo, you're the teacher, an awesome Minecraft teacher. Ah. I refuse to use the tall ladder. Oh, I see the grime. Oh, it's only a bit. Oh. Oh! Here we go. The most satisfying part of this game. Let's go. But to, you know, die and become a zombie, so that might be an obstacle. The dying part is easy. It's the being a zombie part that's a little bit more difficult. Oh my god. Do we do the motorbike and sidecar, or do we the fucking fire helicopter? It must be multi-cheese. Man, I know. So, you know, eventually, someday, I would love to do, more stuff like that, and Halloween is just one of those times where it's like, damn, I don't got the time for it, which is really sad, because I do like Halloween. I do like it. I just struggle. And I do recognize that I can be like, oh my, like I'm trying not to be like a, oh, woe is me like mindset, you know, like I fully understand, like if I really wanted to do it, I could, you know, and it is definitely like a motivation, just like doing it. And it's just, I struggle a bit with motivation and shit. And so, you know, it would be something that I need to plan out and like really like be like, like, all right, I'm fucking doing this. And I haven't had a good time to just be like, all right, I'm doing this shit. But one day I will. Because I have looked a little bit into specifically the Link one, because dude, that would be so cool. No, it would be so fucking cool. I love Link, dude. He's such a cool guy. Actually, speaking of cosplay, I've been seeing a lot of this on TikTok. The Baby No Money Pokemon cosplay event that he hosted, where he got 151 plus cosplayers and like content creators and shit to come out and like all cosplay either like all 151 Pokemon plus like a few like important NPCs and shit. And he cosplayed Misty and everything, and I've been seeing a lot of that. I'm like, damn, that's actually so sick. You don't want me, you don't love me, but the tears and fires body, yeah. Oh, years ago. No, Dime. What about Vaporeon? Like a social experiment, but one of the good kinds. Honestly, yeah, because he just kind of does shit, and it's like, you know what? Sure. He is taking the like I am using. I feel like Baby No Money is kind of the epitome of Gen Z of like, I have made the money and I have found success so that I can do the things I like to do and spend my money and time on the things that I want to do. It's crazy. Yeah, that's the thing. Like he definitely I love how much importance he places on shit, like, and like on animators and like artists and other like creators and like creative people. I think that's so cool to like give people opportunities to like do shit. I don't know, I love it. Yeah, I think definitely, even if you aren't a fan of his music, like, you gotta respect the guy for like his attitude about shit. Well, I need to look at my controls because I'm struggling to get this. Hold on. Aim mode is C. I'm gonna see like a Google document that's like, he actually did all these evil things. Yeah. I think here's what I'll say, and I say this for like, I think it is good to I think it is good to enjoy shit and to believe that the people you watch have good intentions, and with the caveat of not placing a person on a podium and recognizing, hey, we don't know them, you know, he could turn out to be a really bad person, and if that happens, damn, that sucks. Oh well, you know, like, not making it a huge thing about like, oh, but like, what if he's actually like a terrible? Yeah, cause I don't know. It's just, it's so, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think what ultimately has happened is if you find out that like someone you like turns out to be a not so great person, it's okay to be like that. Damn. I wish they weren't, but also be like, yeah, I mean, like I didn't know them, and yeah, they might have just always they were always, you know, I don't know. There we go, got it. That one was a little bit annoying, I won't lie, because there was just a lot of like really like weird small crevices where dirt was. Less satisfying. Yes, that's it. Everyone has the capacity to be that, but like I don't want to assume that everyone will be. Yeah. I'm cleaning the fire helicopter. I've also learned that one of the best ways to judge an online creator is to not look at them, but look at the people around them. And if people continue to interact with them and say good things about that person, then all right, cool. They're probably a good person. But like, for example, with what happened with the biter, bro kinda shit came out about him. And then all the people he used to interact with stopped interacting with him. And so I'm like, yeah, you were probably a bad person, you know? So, yeah, just trusting more the people who actually know a person as opposed to my perception of an online creator. I forgot to say, but I'm gonna be a strawberry or something. Don't know what the something will be, but I have a strawberry hat. Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah. Where the fuck is still dirty on this top? I like to think I have whimsy. But putting a person on a pestle or down on the dirt are both bad. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It goes both ways. You know? The way I see it, I have no choice but to take what a creator I like or someone I like online at face value. And if I get information later on from a reliable source, then that can color things. But you know, I can't go into it with like a I only like, but like I like this guy, so that they must be lying and stuff. It's like, no, I've got this information from a reliable source. I can take that into account and stuff. I don't know. Yeah. You have so much whimsy. I aspire to have your whims and whys to make a joke. I appreciate it. I do my best. Can I just say how weird and kind of funny it is going to college, being in my classes, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, none of these people know I stream on twitch.tv. Also, yes, hi, Nightshade. I saw you redeemed hydration. Oh, shit. That's a really good quote by Alex Hirsch. It's a problem with treating fictional characters real on real people as fiction. Damn. That's a very salient message, yeah. I like that. Alex Hirsch, man. Fucking hell yeah, dude. Alex Hirsch is awesome. But yeah, no, I'm like, I go to college, I'm like, damn. They don't know I'm twitch.tv/bushjuice. Everyone in the corner is singing the same thing. I don't know, man. It'd be so funny if I was like, they don't know that I know that's twitch.tv/bushjuice. Or like when I'm in class and like a game I'm excited for is about to release, I'm like, they don't know that I'm really excited for Pokemon. Treat them like they are 100% fictional characters with no way behind it because they can't get into their head that even though there's someone behind a creator's persona, they don't actually know that person. Yeah, it's so weird. It's genuinely so weird. Content creation and content creators is such a unique job because I feel like a lot of content creators and a lot of the appeal for watching people is seeing that person, you know? It's seeing it because a lot of a creator often will put on a persona like, this is me, this is what I'm like, and a lot of the way that they get people to watch is because you like how you like me in some way, you know? There is something about me that you like. And so what I think is tough is that one, it's different from like other celebrities where like an actor or a famous actor is like, oh yeah, they're famous because they're really good at playing that character. But we don't view actors and celebrities in the same way that we view content creators as acting or putting on some kind of persona and stuff. And it's like, it's weird, and it was very nice way people treat Rambo and Tubbo back in 2020. People seem to get the idea that JMS speakers is an actual creator. Actually, part of the reason I believe a lot of people would often assume Dream had more controversy than he actually did because he was the villain. Not saying he doesn't suck, he did, but before, yeah. It's because I feel like when you're watching a movie, there are so many different levels of separation as opposed to streaming or YouTube, and especially with streaming, because streaming is so unique because one, I am sitting here live reacting to you. You know, you are typing something on your computer, putting it on in my chat, and I am actively seeing that and talking about that. And so there is that degree of separation is so much thinner than any other form of content or celebrity or presence in a popular space. Like, it is wild. And so when that degree of separation is so thin, it is very, very easy for both sides, and I say this for both the chatter and the streamer to blur that line a little bit more. And so, you know, when I'm on stream, and like this is probably one of the more chill times I'll be, but when I get on stream, especially if I'm on stream with other people, I heighten myself to an insane degree. Like, let's see, creators as fictional characters but also are trying to make the fictional character streamer a real person. Yeah, because like, chat, I don't know if you notice, but I get kind of wild when I'm streaming other games or streaming with other people, because that I feel like I can. I feel like some of the comedy I bring comes from heightening a lot of myself and being not over the top, but taking things, because when I make jokes and when I heighten myself on stream, you know, like it's still me, but it is just more, and it is just exaggerated, which I got a lot of from theater and performing, is where I kind of learned a lot of that stuff, and like exaggerating stuff. And so when you watch, you know, if you were to, if in real life, you know, like, and if I'm like hanging with people IRL, like, I'm nowhere near as big with shit, you know? A person should be a chatter or creator if they are susceptible to develop a parasocial relationship, because those sorts of relationships aren't good to have. Yeah. I think it's tough because I do think it is very important that we aren't just like talking about parasocial relationships with chatters, but also with streamers, because that's where a lot of streamer controversies come from, is they develop a parasocial relationship with their chat. Anyway, we are aware, yeah. Because, you know, anytime you hear about the joke about the like Minecraft YouTuber community, like, you know, it's because they forgot about that boundary that exists, because there is a boundary, you know, and there has to be a boundary to keep everyone safe, you know? Jenner is often performing to accept anyone online. Yeah, no, well, this is something that's interesting. I was watching Smosh, and they were doing their Beppardy. They were doing Beppardy, which is just Jeopardy, but their version of it. And they kind of were talking a bit about how millennials, and more to a more extent of people who grew up away from the internet, when they would go online or go on social media or content creation, a lot of it is they are logging on, and when they get online and they are aware of the performance that is the internet. Whereas for a lot of younger Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who largely grew up with the internet like from birth, they never really had that concept. And when they would go online, it was, well, we are ourselves online, and like how we are online are the same as how we are on outside, and there's a lot less separation there. And I forget where this point is even going. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I just kind of started talking and now I've forgotten where I'm going. And so when with chat and parasocial relationships is when that can be difficult, is they struggle to have that degree of separation between what's happening online and what's happening in real life, you know? But yeah, it's weird. And yeah. I don't know if I really have any more to say because I've fully forgotten what I've already said and what else there is to say. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, I don't really know what else to talk about this subject. Yeah. Yeah, I know. The internet is one big performance, and those who struggle to recognize that distinction tend to be the ones who struggle. I talk a lot. I enjoy. Oh yeah, no, 100%. It is fun to share one's thoughts on topics that you are interested in. I mean, I wouldn't be here streaming if I wasn't interested in streaming, you know. Locked in on this specific part. I was so invested in conversing that I didn't even take a second to laugh at tail rotor drive shaft. Comedy. Clearing the muck. Clearing the muck. Yeah. Yeah. It is important to carry empathy for people, but also recognize that, yeah. It's important to recognize there are so many factors that it can be easy to just sort of give a blanket saying like, oh, they fucking, I don't know, it's easiest to be like, those fucking parasocial kids, like, when back in my day, like, this wasn't even a problem. But it's like, well, hey, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of things that go into every little thing. That's why, I don't know. That's why blanket statements are so dangerous, because it's like, well, let's not put everyone in the same kind. Oh my god. Sorry, I love this song. I'm being warped back to middle school. Oh yeah, yeah. No, yeah, that is a very good point. Dun, da, 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 da. You guys have a name for them now? Yep. Yeah, more of it. Yeah. Well, cause it's again, as what I got to, that degree of separation is not there as much, you know, where, you know, if you're getting a little too wild at a concert, the artist or the boy band isn't really gonna notice because there's a whole crowd of people cheering. Whereas on a stream, you know, it's so much easier for interactions to happen. For their own personal game, which is another can of worms. Yeah. Well, so I think I genuinely believe this. I think to be a content creator, to be a public figure in any regard, it takes a level of narcissism. And because here's the thing. So there's a concept that I've been talking about in my communication class called functional ambivalence, which basically means that something is not necessarily good or bad. It more depends on the context. And I believe narcissism is functionally ambivalent, where you can have too much narcissism and be very, very full of yourself. Or you can have a healthy amount of narcissism and still be a very a humble person. And I think to do anything within the public realm requires some amount of, hey, I think I am funny, and I think people will want to watch me, you know? If I didn't think that I had something to offer as a content creator, I wouldn't be doing streaming and stuff, you know? And so there is a level of narcissism that plays into that, of like, I think I have something that people will want to see. That can be tough, because that can also attract people who are way too narcissistic. And I think maybe narcissism might be the wrong word. Yeah. That's my thing. Like, I use it because it's the word that came to my mind, but I'm sure there's a better word for it, as opposed to narcissism. But people who are truly narcissistic could be drawn to, yeah, 100%. Ego. That's a good word for it. So if you have too much ego, then you can run into a problem, because suddenly you're the best person, and and people should like you. Yeah. Yep. If you are too egotistical, that is where a lot of problems can arise. And that's where a lot of, when people have the bad apology videos, it's because their ego is so far in the way that they aren't actually realizing that they are actually doing anything wrong. They're just apologizing because, well, people are mad at me now, you know? And so I think that's what is tough about content creation, because not every content creator is a selfish, egotistical person who thinks they are the best person ever. But you do have to have some level of, well, yeah, I'm funny, and yeah, I think people like me. Yeah, the toxic gossip train. Perfect example. You know, and it can also attract people who view it and could see it as simply as a way to, like, oh, well, I I could get rich and famous from this shit, you know? And, you know, I think it all comes down to why are you doing it? You know, if you're just doing it because, oh, well, I want to get famous and have lots of money, it's like, okay. Cool, I guess. I don't know. Is the Sydney Sweeney soap? Yeah. Yeah. I would... Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, it's definitely appealing to one type of person or fan in order to gain financial success. Which, like, because I also, you know, what I want to say about this. I don't think it's I don't know. I don't know what my thoughts on what I'm trying to say is at all. And you know what? I think that's something that needs to be more socially acceptable. More of, hey, I'm being able to say, I'm not super informed on a subject or topic, or I don't really know how I feel about something, so I don't really feel comfortable or informed enough to make comments about a topic or a situation, you know? I feel like way too much right now, there is a lot of, like, oh, well, you have to have an opinion about something. You have to, like, have a thought on this. It's like, well, I don't know enough about this to make an informed decision right now. So right now I don't, you know? Or I don't really, it would take more time to collect my thoughts on this than I have right now. So for right now, I don't have anything to say on the matter. And I think that should be an okay statement. I'm hoping this is one of your audience to make you successful and using your audience to grow your platform. Yeah. Of a thought, and sometimes it takes 2 seconds, and both of that is okay. Yeah. Oh my god. We just... That's crazy. We just went, sorry, we just went from ghost fight straight into dummy. What a fucking coincidence. Yeah. And I also think it's healthy to be like, hey, I don't know much about this subject, but so I'm gonna let someone else talk about this instead of me spending time. That's something that I do a lot in some of my classes where we'll be talking about a subject and it's like, well, I don't really know much about this, and so I'm just gonna let some other people take control of the conversation. Keep thinking I'm done with my words, and then people say something and my brain gets triggered to speak, and I'm like, here's another thought. Ah, fair enough. Where is there still... grime on the water tank. Where is there? Come on, water tank, please. What am I? People said I'm a ginger because my personality is very strong, such fiery. So sometimes I just go on and on about what I'm thinking about, and then people say things, and I think about it and add into what I'm trying to say because I realize it makes sense. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Big song. Yeah, I think I do that too, where it's like, you know, I'm having a conversation. The other thing about it, right, is I think a lot of people forget that a conversation goes two ways. And that you're allowed to have your opinions change and adapt based on what someone else is saying as you're talking, you know? Like, that's kind of the point of a conversation, is that multiple people are bringing in their ideas to come to a more shared understanding of whatever it is that they're talking about. You know, not every conversation has to be an argument where I'm trying to prove to you that I am right or more knowledgeable. Sometimes there are situations where both people can be right and valid in their thinking and line of thought. Sometimes I have trouble knowing when it's my turn to speak, and we'll just start going off. Oh no! I shall wait. Oh no, my husband. I'm sending this to forensics. Forensics, what is this? Tastes like berries. Yes, red ones. Dum, 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 dum. Welcome back from the ads chat. I forgot what I was saying before you were kidnapped. On a completely separate kind of thing that I just thought about while I was listening to Hopes and Dreams, I think it's so cool how even after all these years, I still get emotional and feel emotions listening to Undertale and Deltarune music. Do you understand for? I believe in it, and I can't do that. Yeah. Guys, this I think after time, I think Third Sanctuary is my favorite Deltarune song track. Period. So far. It's subject to change, but as it stands right now, Third Sanctuary, it evokes a feeling in me I genuinely cannot describe. It is so, like, the best word I have for this song, and chapter 4 songs in a whole, is just celestial. And Yes. 100% you should. Deltarune is a game. I was watching a video about Deltarune actually recently, because fucking of course I am. I watch video essays about shit. And one of the things that he said was like, I know that there are people who have the thought of like, oh well, I'm waiting to play Deltarune until all the chapters are released, and I realized I have the same mindset of him. Was like, part of the experience of Deltarune right now is playing the chapters that we have right now when it releases, and then the waiting. And as much as it sucks waiting, it genuinely, like, I think the experience of Deltarune has been crazy. And everyone called me evil. It was very fun though. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like, because the thing about Deltarune, especially for me, like I played Deltarune Chapter 1 when it first came out in 2018. I was newly a freshman in high school. I am now a senior in college, and I played chapters 3 and 4, and it gave me feelings that I've never felt before, of just extreme nostalgia mixed with like love for a project that has genuinely been so influential. And it's just like, to be a part, like, because Deltarune is Toby Fox's dream game, but the way he's releasing it makes it feel like he's letting us in on the dream of it, you know, and the experience of making something that you are truly passionate about making and playing and contributing to. And because there's so, and like with Undertale's 10th anniversary recently, it is clear that like he very much cares about how the fans experience the game and how the fans take what he has made and make it their own. And so there's just something about, it feels like we are in a shared experience together as as writer and readers, that you really don't get anywhere else. And I don't know if any of what I'm saying makes sense, but I think part of the experience for Deltarune right now, for sure, is playing it as he makes it. And it's why Deltarune is my personal game of the year, and why I'm so genuinely just like in love with it, and honestly may like it more than Undertale, which is crazy because Undertale is fucking awesome, but it just, I don't know. It's clear how much passion is there, and it makes it that much more special. So, I don't know. God, I'm so fucking sentimental, guys. Listen to me. I'm an old. God, fuck this rotor mask, dude. Ugh, this is so gross. And I don't mean in terms of like, oh, it's so, like, it has dirt and shit on it. I mean it's gross in terms of like the geometry of it. I know a lot of Deltarune Amino roleplay people in 2018 groups, and the ones I was in overlap, but that's generally about all the knowledge I have. And the music, yeah. god. I've seen. I had this thought because I was like, damn, no music in. Because I was like, damn, no music in Undertale. Like none of the boss music like hits as hard as fucking Hopes and Dreams and Finale and shit. And I'm just like, I had a realization of like, yeah, of course the like boss fight music don't hit as hard as Undertale did yet because the game's not done yet. We haven't had the final boss music, so of course I'm not getting slapped in the face by Hopes and Dreams yet because we're still building up to that, and I'm just like, it's crazy. But Jesus Christ, Amino is horrid by what is Amino? I do not know what Amino is. But yeah, I just think the build up right now is so much a part of the experience. Ugh. Is part of the experience right now, and I love it. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Amino. I don't know what it is now, but imagine Discord roleplay servers, but worse. Ah. Okay. The fuck is left on this? This girl roleplay server is married and had a child with Tumblr people. Interesting. Bro, Tumblr is also a weird thing, because I never had Tumblr growing up, but I had Pinterest, and people would repost Tumblr onto Pinterest. And so I love Tumblr memes, but I would get it through Pinterest. And the reason why I had Pinterest was because I didn't have a phone, like a smartphone, until I was in high school. And so I would use my sister's phone, which had Pinterest on it, and I would want to look at memes. And since she really didn't have like Instagram or anything, I would just use Pinterest to look at memes and stuff. Okay, finally got the fucking water cooler. Okay, so tail rotor drive shaft. Getting Pinterest, Tumblr memes through Pinterest. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I was online since middle school, but I was online on YouTube mostly. I was very, 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 very scared of the internet. So I didn't put shit online. My fucking, my Gmail was just straight up, cheese related, because I didn't want my name on it, and I actually had to recently change that because I was in college and I realized, oh fuck, if I email people, they're seeing like fucking my old ass like user like gamer tag as my email instead of my name, which needed to change, so I could be a professional. But I was so genuinely fearful of the internet, because, you know, back in my day, we were taught, hey, don't trust everything you see online, and if you go online, people online are strangers. You don't fucking know them. They could have any kind of motivation, so be careful with your stuff. I genuinely think kids nowadays are way too comfortable with what they say online. I'm like, guys, why are we saying this? What happened to being afraid of the internet? And even with like older generations too, I'm like, guys, whatever happened to don't believe everything you read online? Why is fake news such a big problem nowadays? Because like, it's like, guys, you were the ones telling me not to believe everything I read online and that people can lie, and yet you're just taking AI, like you're seeing AI and getting fucking tricked by that shit. Like, come on, guys. I'm not using my real name, thankfully. I learned the hard way, but I did still learn. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, cause I know for a fact that I'm in a very, very weird position where I may have grown up with the internet always like accessible, but it was nowhere near where it is at now. Holy shit, Percy, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. How was end of the stream? I was there for a bit of it. You guys have an internet saved class, but they taught us to play, so they ended up removing it, I think. But they could have. Yeah, no, that's not something you just like get rid of. You fucking keep up with that. It was good, nice. I started this stream hoping to have fun, silly conversations, but we've been getting deep with shit on this the Bush Cheese Street Power Washing podcast. We've been getting into it. I think one of the first things we talked about was our hatred of AI. Percy told us to tell you that they said hi. Hi, Percy. I've been busy flexing my college degree, don't you know? Why did I say college degree? I'm not graduated. I don't have a degree. Guys, I lied to you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I fucking lied to you. I don't have a degree in college. I'm about to get canceled for lying. I think it took, what, like an hour and 40 minutes to power wash a skate park. It was great. I've seen the meaning of the items turning into other items really quickly, but in a way that makes it... That's what the stream is? Yeah, it's been one long, like, train of thought that just goes from topic to topic, never stopping, never ceasing. And that's exactly why I wanted to bring back Power Washing Simulator. Because shit gets wild, dude. Yeah, this is also the kind of game where truly I just like, I mellow the fuck out. And we can have intellectual conversations. The people are so worried about sheltering their kids that they don't know how to express the internet community without getting into other conversations. Yeah. Yeah. My biggest problem, I think, growing up truly, genuinely, was I would make assumptions about things and they would never get challenged. And not in like a stereotypes way, but just in like a I would take some facet of life and I'd be like, yeah, that's how that works. That's probably how that works. And then I would never get told otherwise. The best example I have of this, and I feel like I've told the story before, it took me an embarrassingly long time to learn that women and people who have a vagina don't pee out of their butt. And when I say embarrassingly long time, I mean I thought that until right before I went to college, because I made an assumption in my like early youth, because okay, follow the train of thought with me, right? This was a train of thought. Men and people who have the penis genitalia, the pee comes out of there and the poop comes out of the other side. And so if people who don't have that, they don't have the pee part, so it must come out of the other part alongside the poop. And that seems like something that should get proven wrong with, say, health class. No. No. It took a conversation with my friends that were about a completely different topic to learn that. And there are definitely other things that that I may not even realize that you don't get challenged. And I think part of that comes from just not really talking about stuff. You're an example of why people need to be taught about the other gender. Yeah, no, 100%. I'll at first, when that first happened, it was embarrassing as hell, and I told my friends never tell anyone that ever. But as time has gone on, I've been like, one, it's kind of funny as hell, and I admit it, it's kind of silly. But two, yeah, it is an example of how piss poor the American health education really is. And honestly, how much stigma is placed on learning about the other gender. Because I don't know if this is the same thing for anyone else, but the amount of, like, genuinely, it was a fear for myself and a lot of other students of, because, you know, you get the talk video about your specific gender that you were assigned at birth, right? And I, going into this conversation, I think ground rule, when I talk about gender, it's the because obviously gender is not a binary, and there is so much more to it, but at least in the American health education and stuff, it is largely man and woman, and male and female type of viewpoints, you know? And so when you are learning about that kind of stuff, there was a genuine fear from me of not only learning about your genders, or your sex, I'll use sex, your sex's body and reproductive system, but there was so much fear around, where you watch the video in, and that was like the video in 5th grade, and then in 6th grade, they switched the videos, and it was like oh, fuck. Oh, oh shit, that's terrifying. And it's like, why? Why is that so stigmatized? And more to that point, why is I think people are worried about teaching how about a person's own gender. Yeah. And like additionally, why is it so much more custom? Why is it so much more, it seems so much more appropriate for women and female or women assigned at birth, like people, to be taught about male anatomy and stuff, and not the same for the other way around. You know what I mean? So I feel like there is a certain like disparity between that kind. Does that make sense? Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's so much more enforced for women to learn about men and not necessarily men learning about women. I think this for it. Yeah. No, yeah, and I definitely think it ties deeply into sexist and misogynistic views. And just, yeah, it's it is something that as you grow up and you think critically, that you start to be like, oh, shit. And that's why critical thinking is so important. And I hate that critical thinking is being demonized and critical thinking is being demonized and politicized, and it pisses me off. I don't know. All right, chat. I think we're gonna end stream. Never mind, I can't buy that. But regardless, I think now is gonna be where I call it. Because I ain't doing the mansion tonight. I think I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for those who were here. For some genuinely like really good conversation. I had a great time. Just kind of getting into some shit. It was a lot of fun. I'm definitely doing power washing again because yeah, this was and a very different topic, very fat. No, it's all good. It is all good. Yeah, no. I hate to leave a good conversation off, but I'm tired. I'm sure other people, y'all are tired. Yeah, so tomorrow, I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow, but I, at the very least, will be on someone's stream. So definitely you'll probably want to tune in for that because it's going to be a lot of fun. And then this weekend, at some point, I will try and do Pokemon Legends Z8. So, I say farewell, but before I do that, of course, because we love to spread out, I'm gonna raid Derp, but obviously y'all don't gotta stay. You know, use your judgment. Say hey, but also, you know, if you're done, then fair enough. But yeah, you get channel points for going and saying hi at least. So yeah, with that, I will say farewell, chat. Thanks for watching, and see y'all next time. Bye.